But Harleen Sethi seems to have done it all, and she's clearly winning at it. Being a dancer, anchor, and an actress, versatility seems to be her second name, and she's always inclined towards donning several hats. And her latest release, Kohraa, is a fine example of it. We have Harleen with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Neha. How are you? That was a lovely introduction.
I'm good. I'm good. So, firstly, I would like to congratulate you for the amazing response and the reviews that you've been receiving for Quora from the audience as well as the critics. So, how does it feel? Like, what are you feeling currently?
I think this is what we live for, right? I think me and the entire team, we've all been so overwhelmed. Barun literally said yesterday, because we've been promoting every day, so he literally said, he's like, ऐसा लग रहा है bomb फूट गया है." So I don't think any of us expected what happened. We just knew that we were making something with utmost honesty, and
Yeah,
it's quite overwhelming, the response.
right.
It's so well received, and it's so amazing that you know uh, other actors, other filmmakers, are sharing this, and I think it's really
Yeah,
really sweet. I think genuinely जब किसी को ऐसा कुछ फील होता है तभी आप ऐसा करते हो, because हमने किसी को नहीं बोला ये करने. So it just
obviously.
is a very very good feeling genuinely.
That's great. So, talking about your role in Quora, it's like very different from what you've been doing. So, can you share a little more about it? Like, what was the brief and what inspired you to take up a role like this?
I think first and foremost, what always inspires me to take up a role like Samira or Nimrat is the fact that there is a relatability quotient in it. I really
Right.
like to do parts which are real, which are relatable, which will connect with the audience at a very deep level. You know, I really feel and I really hope that the characters that I play, the audiences are able to take back home with them. These are the characters that
Yeah.
stay with them. They bring about a change in their lives, some little transformation. Maybe they
Yeah.
would have been in this situation at some point, or they still are in this situation, and maybe the characters giving them a hope, a ray of hope, and it's giving them a solution right in front. And oh my God, if she can do this, and why can't I? I
Yeah.
by God's grace, I already felt that with Broken. I got
Yeah.
so many messages from women all over the world sending me pictures from cafes, sending me pictures from spas and at nail parlors or
Yeah.
salons, and they were like, look, we are like learning self-love. Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
can't even tell you what that means. It's much more than any other award. Now I have a couple of friends, my co-actors from the cast. A lot of them are from Chandigarh and from Punjab, and they've been telling me how much Nimrat is connected with the women there. Also, apart
Right.
from just pan India, they've been telling me, the stories, and of course there is this existence of patriarchy, not just in Punjab, but
Yeah.
I mean everywhere. Definitely, we're
Right.
doing better, but you know, for some people, I remember also personally, because I've been doing interviews in the last few days, one of the interviewer, I wouldn't want to name her, very, very sweet. So she is a single mother. So she connected
Okay.
at a very different level with Nimrat, and she was like, yesterday I was sitting at a cafe and I was talking to my friends and I was quoting Nimrat. And this
Wow, that's
is
nice.
bigger than any award. It is a satisfaction. It
Yeah.
is such a fulfilling feeling that I don't know how to express, it just there have been so many times that I have almost tears have been literally here. Once I had a breakdown after the show
Yeah.
released because it was so overwhelming. But apart from that, there are so many times when people send you messages and texts and all of these story shares. It just makes you cry with gratefulness, It's just those happy tears that we talk about.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, to
So,
answer your
talking
question,
about
is relatability is yeah. I think हम कहीं और चले गए. So relatability is
yeah.
what is the first and foremost thing that I look at. A thing that can,
Okay.
in my own little way, if I can help somebody bring about a small little change in their way of life or in the society or just a different way of thinking, with the conflict that the character is
Yeah.
in at the moment and how she resolves it. So that.
Okay. So, like we were talking about relatability, so the filming of Kohraa has been in detail with all things Punjabi, the characters, the storyline, the villages, everything includes a lot of Punjab. And obviously, you
Yeah,
also have that same kind of a background. So,
yeah.
how has the show allowed you to embrace your heritage? And can you share any incident, which impacted you particularly while filming?
Mm, the thing is, I've said this so many times now that I'm actually a Bombay born and brought up girl. So I've been
Yeah,
raised in a very, very cosmopolitan setup. The schools that we go to, I still remember as
yeah,
with the other kids, if they had a even a twinge of an accent of their ethnicity
yeah,
in their English or in their Hindi, it would be made fun of. So as a kid, you don't know much, but it stays with you, and you're
right,
made to feel that, oh, this is not cool. Talking in any
yeah,
other language but English in school, or basic Hindi maybe,
yeah,
and as a kid you don't know much, so you just want to be cool, you just want to fit in, you want to be a part of that group. So
right,
even though I
absolutely.
remember even though I remember my mother used to keep pushing me to go to the Gurdwara and learn to read and write Punjabi, I
Mm-hmm.
never did that. I never did that because I didn't think that it was needed. I
Yeah,
didn't think that it was, I mean, because we were already learning Marathi here. So there was
yeah,
already one
right,
language that was difficult and tough to
yeah,
learn, and we were already reading and writing and giving exams in Marathi. So Punjabi came to me much later in life. It hit me much later. Punjabi in the sense my own roots, because actually
yeah,
me and even my extended family, we're all from Bombay. All my cousins are born and brought up here, so we would just, we've never spoken in Punjabi. Everyone used to converse with each other in Hindi and English.
yeah,
So Punjabi, so this show came in and it made me kind of embrace my roots. It made me kind of
right,
be proud of who I was. It it made me it gave me an opportunity for the first time in my life to talk in fluent Punjabi. We completely
yeah,
shot in Punjab. Shooting in Ludhiana was extremely special because I also had to do a lot of back and forth from Bombay to Ludhiana, because my
right.
shoot days were very interdispersed between the other days.
Mm-hmm.
And just that the smell of that place, the smell of Punjab, the khed, the soil, the canals, the beauty of that place, the sunsets in the khed, they were just gorgeous, and everything just made me come closer to my roots. And when I got this part, it's the first time ever I would have tested, like auditioned in
Yeah,
Punjabi. I got two scenes, and I was
okay,
so excited because I was like, this is something new,
yeah,
and then finally when things happened and when I was about to play Nimrat, I got this idea that I should get this tattoo done. It's called Nirbhav Nirvair. It's in
oh
Gurmukhi.
wow,
I don't know if you can see it.
yeah, 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 it's visible, that's nice.
So I thought that, abhi tak as Bombay kids, we've always run away from our roots, never really embraced or accepted them. So I thought Nirbhav Nirvair
Mhm.
is anyway something that I really want to live by in my life. It's the motto of my life. Without fear,
Yeah,
without hate. मतलब ये कर पाए अगर तो जिंदगी कमाल हो जाएगी. So Nirbhav Nirvair is anyway
yeah,
something that I wanted to. It is very close to me. So, but getting it done in Gurmukhi happened because of Nimrat and because of Kohraa. I thought, now that I have started to be proud of who I am, proud of my own roots, I want to take this to my grave. It has to be on me. I am this Sikri.
yeah,
I am this, Punjabi girl. I'm this
yeah,
Sadatni, and I just want to embrace it and be proud
embracing.
about it. And I want my grandchildren to see that the Dadi or Nani was cool. It's cool to get
Wow.
tattoos done, but yet in
Yeah,
Gurmukhi.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. So, like, as we are talking about, filming in that setting, filming in Punjab, so there's been a wave lately because of OTT. So, there's a lot of shows now recently that are shifting, the storylines are shifting towards, smaller places and covering rural parts of
Hmm.
India. So, do you feel that maybe it is because of the platform that there is, like, it is because of OTT that there's a sudden
I
wave
think
coming around?
OTT, what has happened is it's just given us a platform. It's just given all the filmmakers, all the freelancers, the writers, everybody. It's given a platform to kind of experiment more, explore
Yeah.
more. Now
Absolutely.
films mostly used to be just larger than life. So
Yeah.
with OTT coming in, now it's like, why don't we go to their houses? Why don't we go to Punjab? Why don't we go to UP? Why don't we
Right.
go see what's happening in their houses, in their lives? Who are these people? As filmmakers, because the whole setup is in Bombay, हम कई बार इतने में ही रह जाते थे.
Hmm.
Now with OTT happening and this digital widespread, and anyone in the world can see anything, and you have access to so much information and people
True.
from all around the world. It's not like you have to travel anywhere now. uh, you know you just have to maybe YouTube a place, or
Yeah.
you can see what their street food is, what the culture is over there.
Absolutely.
Everything is just in your hands now. It's so accessible. So
Yeah.
it's also given us that opportunity now to fully explore India, first of all. इंडिया ही
Right.
नहीं एक्सप्लोर किया. इंडिया इज सो रिच. इट इज सो
True.
रिच. Every few kilometers there's a different tribe, there's a different vibe. The culture keeps changing, the food keeps changing, the people, the dialect keeps changing. पंजाब में ही मुझे नहीं पता था कि कितने dialects हैं.
Yeah.
The way they talk in
Yeah.
Punjabi, even that, the dialects are so different. हमने जो कोरा में बोला, I think वो बहुत basic dialect है. That I don't even know basic को क्या बोलेंगे, वो कहीं कहीं का होगा. इतनी
हाँ.
मुझे knowledge ही नहीं है.
So with
So forgive
every
me for
place, the
that.
dialect kind of changes, like every few kilometers, the accent changes.
The landscapes are changing, everything. And now I think people are also far more receptive to seeing the reality,
Yeah.
accepting their. I think we are also far more. Earlier, I think we used to push everything under the carpet. Earlier few generations, जो हो रहा है चलने दो, खुश नहीं हो, कोई बात नहीं, यही करना है, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट नहीं करना है, कॉन्फ्रंटेशंस नहीं होनी चाहिए, शांति होनी
Right.
चाहिए, जो भी फील हो रहा
Hmm.
है घूट पी जाओ. हमने तो देखी ही है ये चीजें, सुनी भी है
Right.
अपने ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स से, राइट? दे So I
Right.
don't think now, we are evolving in that sense, and so that is why also we want to listen to these real stories. We want to see
Right.
complex, layered, gray characters, because everybody has a shade of gray in them.
True.
So I think OTT has been a blessing in that sense, that you actually get to experience so many different cultures, so many different people and their stories.
But can you like point out, are there any downsides to OTT according to you? So can you point out some if you feel?
I think downsides to OTT mostly is just that एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन हो रही है तो फिर खुल के हो रही है. इट्स लाइक फिर कई लोग कुछ
Yeah.
भी बना रहे. राइट.
Right.
Sometimes the quality is also compromised because there are so many takers, there are so many platforms, and
Right.
because the phone in the most basic way is accessible to everybody, so
Yeah.
everyone is making everything. Quality controls have kind of gone down a
Yeah.
bit in that sense. So I think that is the only thing I think which is not the best. But I think, there's a very special moment that happened recently. I was sitting with a group of my own friends. We were about six, seven of us in
Mhm.
a group in a room. And we were just generally talking. And this one thought came to me. And I was like, everybody in this room, six, seven of us, are working actors.
Yeah.
How special is that?
Right.
If there were only films as a medium or TV as a medium, there was a gap, and not
Right.
everybody was working. Some of them didn't want to explore TV, some of them were tired of doing TV.
Mhm.
So that was out of the question. Films used to be completely out of reach. It's not everyone's
Yeah.
ball game. There's a different whole set of economics that happens with TV, with the films.
Yeah.
That business is very different, right? So there was this huge gap, and not a lot of them who were coming from these small lands. Everybody was not working, everyone was struggling so much.
Yeah.
But today, when you sit in a room full of people, full of actors, full of, say, writers, other sorts of freelancers, any sort of artists,
Yeah.
musicians, directors, um, everybody's doing something. Everybody's getting to learn. Everybody's making some money. Everybody's able to send back home some money. And
Mhm.
that, in a way, is so special, right? It is so special.
Right.
So that was such an overwhelming feeling. I was like, all my friends are working.
Yeah,
It was special.
that's great. So every actor or every performer has a certain method or process to get into the role that they are doing. So how do you get into the skin of the character that you are currently playing, or like how do you get into the role? How do you prepare yourself for it?
I think it's a very holistic approach.
Okay.
Uh, Now, if we're talking about a character like Nimrat,
Hmm.
physicality of the character doesn't matter as much as the emotional state of mind.
Yeah.
So then you start working backwards. Then you have to start to figure out, okay, now how do you get in that state of mind? If
Yeah.
you are playing a character like, say, for example, a commando in a test case,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
right? There, the preparation first also starts with the body.
Yeah.
Much in
Right.
advance, a couple of months before you actually start the real emotional prep work of the character, you have to also
Hmm.
train your body because that's also a
Right.
responsibility. A commando cannot have a big belly or not be toned enough,
Yeah.
or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's also you have to keep the respect of the uniform.
True.
So you better work on yourself, you be fit, you eat the right things, so physicality also becomes an aspect. So it
Right.
completely depends on what part you're going to get into.
True.
But somebody like a Nimrod, it was extremely intense. The process was very, very intense
Yeah.
because we started dressing it like that.
Right.
So it was extremely. So I, so I'll tell you about my prep for Nimrod. Nimrod is somebody for all those who have watched the show. I don't want to give spoilers, but uh, she,
Yeah.
she, uh, I spoke to all the women around me that shared a very toxic relationship with their fathers. They were scarred by their parents in some or the other way.
Hmm.
What you know how are they like now? What was it when they were going through all of that, the fights at home, the confrontations at home? I spoke to all those women. I spoke to some women that I knew had tried to attempt suicide. you know um I had to send a couple of my friends, I had to send them a text because I didn't know how to approach this topic because it's
Yeah.
so personal and it's so, you don't want to take somebody to that
Yeah.
space for your own personal gain. So it was a very sensitive topic to kind of talk with, because if I know if my friends have gone through that, it was very, very I had to deal
Yeah.
with it very, very sensitively, and they were extremely sweet. A lot of the people around me who I knew had gone through this to share their stories with me, to tell me exactly what led them to doing that, taking that step, and then how did they come out of it, and where
Hmm.
are they at right now, and all of this. So I was kind of doing my own research.
Yeah.
Uh, And then personally, I always, before doing any new character, mostly if they're very intense, I like to take my own, I do my own workshops with an acting coach so that I am
Okay.
fully prepped, so that I feel confident when I go on set and
Yeah.
then I can play with the part, you know. So that, and then for this, obviously, Punjabi is not, like I said, Punjabi is not
Yeah.
something that I knew how to talk very fluently. So, of course, I had to go through my lines a lot. I used to spend a lot of time on the set with the writer, Gunjit Chopra, who was also the dialect coach.
Hmm.
I used to even take my improvisation lines from him, before, after.
Okay.
If this
Yeah.
scene goes somewhere, what if I want to say something before I get into it
Yeah.
because grammatically I wasn't confident about like Punjabi, and because there's such intense scenes, I did not want to lose out on a good take because of the language.
Yeah.
And then I just had to be in that state of mind, yeah. It was very, very tough. It was very tough to be in that state of mind because Nimrat, there's this innate resentfulness and sadness that's become a part of her at this point
Hmm.
in time in her life. So you have to live it. I at least
Yeah.
that's my process. Barun was saying the other day that अच्छा है तेरे को murderer का part नहीं मिला. So I like to kind of live whatever I can live so that
Yeah.
it comes on screen. It translates on screen as organically, and in all, that was the process, and I did not expect it would leave me so emotionally drained. Nimrat took a lot out of me emotionally, but I'm glad that I got to bite into this character and kind of do justice with it.
That's great. So what are the roles are you looking forward to doing now? So what is next for you, and what kind of roles are you waiting to do?
So what is next for me is a medical drama in which I
Okay.
play a surgeon, and we're in this hospital and we're doing surgeries and we're having affairs, and it's a uh, fun show in that sense. Not really fun. It actually has all of it. It has romance. It has drama. It has, it's lovely. It's a far more commercial zone. If you can say Kohraa is more arty, then that
Yeah.
medical drama would be far more commercial. You know.
Okay.
So I try to kind of balance these things, and I also, all of these, the audience basically who's loved and supported me throughout. Sometimes I
Yeah.
also want to do stuff for them, so they wanted to see me again in like a romantic
Yeah.
series basically. So which is why also I thought, this would be nice for them. Cora was for me, and then this is for them, and then
Yeah.
so I try to balance it out. I just shot for something with Abhishek Bachchan. It's an Amazon original.
Okay.
That will be out next year at some point. Again, for the audience, they wanted me to dance, so I finally did a dance number in a movie. So that
Oh
hopefully,
wow.
whenever the film releases, that will be out. It's a fun number. It's let's see how it's received. So I tried to do a couple of these really different things, because
Yeah.
I like to explore very different parts of myself and just enjoy also,
Yeah.
because I don't want to be repetitive. But something that I look forward to, I genuinely really enjoy stuff which is more female centric. That's just,
Mm-hmm.
it just gives me a high when I watch movies like, say, a Gangubai or a
Yeah.
Razi or a Highway or a Thappad, all of these films, a lot of Konkana's films, you
Hmm.
know, um, I really enjoy that uh,
Yeah.
uh, that kind of work. So for me, Test Case season 2 was something that I was really looking forward to. I started
Yeah.
prepping for it twice, but unfortunately, it didn't take off, and I'm still waiting that that'll happen
Mm-hmm.
because that will be me in a completely different avatar again, wearing a uniform, doing action, like hardcore action,
Yeah.
right? So that will be different. Um, rest, I was actually told this by Sudeep Sharma, sir, who's the man of
Yeah.
Quora. And he said, Harleen, I would like for you to wait till Quora comes out.
Okay.
So all of this other stuff that I did, which will be
Mm-hmm.
releasing now, is all something that I'd already signed before Quora.
Okay. Okay.
So after that, what he said, and after seeing his confidence in me, I was like, okay, if sir is saying, then I should wait, you
Yeah.
know. So now I am really looking forward to what is going to be offered. It's been a very special time with a lot of the industry supporting us. Like I've
Yeah.
had directors message me from right after the first episode, in between the third episode, and so the directors, producers reaching out also is a very, very it's a feeling of being validated and accepted in the industry again.
Absolutely.
Because who
Yeah.
doesn't want, who doesn't want it?
Right.
Who doesn't? So yeah, let's hope that you know these filmmakers now see some more merit in my
Yeah.
performance,
Absolutely.
in my talent, and I hope
Yeah.
to be part of good projects so that I get to learn from them. Yeah, I really consider myself as a novice
Yeah.
yet. There's so much to learn about the craft, and I really want to be on good sets and learn from the best of filmmakers. Yeah,
But I honestly loved you in Broken. I mean, that was the first that I had seen something like that, and I was totally hooked to it. I was like, okay, this is something that I really, really like. And I personally also could relate to it, like you said. So I just loved that show. It was amazing.
thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you
Okay.
like Nimrat too in Kora.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay, so finally, concluding, how would you describe your personal style and what is your wellness philosophy like?
My personal style, generally they say fashion is uncomfortable. For me, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
For me, fashion is comfortable, right? If I
Absolutely.
need to feel confident in my element, comfortable wherever I am, so I generally uh, choose accordingly. And
Yeah.
mostly, whatever colors I wear on whatever day it is mostly dependent on my mood. So I think mostly my style is athleisure. If we
Yeah.
have to give it a term, it's very casual, it's sporty, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very bhangi also. So that's my leisure. I wear all these really loose kurtas from
Yeah.
Rishikesh and Kathmandu, those
Oh,
look for
but they are
Princess
very
America,
comfortable
some those loose
actually.
pajamas. Yeah, 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 exactly.
I was asking you your personal style and what is your wellness quotient? So how would you define wellness for you?
Wellness for me is holistic wellness again. It includes your mental
Yeah.
health first and foremost, your emotional health, your
Yeah.
physical health, and I think all of it then constitutes for your well-being. So I think it's very, very important
Yeah.
that you move your body every day. So your physical health is very important. Some
Absolutely.
form of movement in the day, whether it's as basic as just a walk for 45 minutes, you know,
Yeah.
or you do yoga, or you play a sport, or you do weight training, choose
Mm-hmm.
choose whatever works for you and your body.
Yeah.
Everybody's body type is so different, you know. For
Yeah.
some people, HIIT works. For some people, only
Mm-hmm.
workouts work. So,
Yeah.
in that sense, just figure out what works for your body. It's very important to kind of meditate at least for half an hour a day.
Yeah.
Just sit with yourself, kind of align yourself, get some clarity in your thought. Just thank God
Mm-hmm.
for everything. That little bit.
Yeah.
I think some 1 hour kar sako to nothing like it. 2 hours kar sako to even better. But if you can just sit and
Mm-hmm.
meditate and just be with yourself, I think it keeps you on the right track.
Yeah.
Uh, and emotionally, whatever is, I think, bothering you, once you get that clarity of thought, I think talk it out with whoever, and don't
Mm-hmm.
push things under the carpet just
Yeah.
because they're difficult. Have those tough conversations, because
Yeah.
after that, you'll feel better. So I think holistically, and eat right.
Obviously.
All of these
Yeah.
things also really help. Uh, when I'm saying that I'm having cold coffee, once in a while is good. If you cheat, but
Yeah.
try and get your veggies in little bit, and you know, uh, just eat right. Just see whatever works for you again.
Yeah.
And I mean, veggies and fruits and all, so I think work for everybody. So don't try and
Right.
escape that.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much. That was my last question for you. So thank you. It was great talking to you.